Nice easy jog for 10 minutes. Okay, let's stop this. Turn and face me. Without holding on, we're going to stand one leg. We'll start with standing on the left leg, kicking the right leg. So stand up tall, kick the right leg straight, back down. Now the water's going to push you around. That's going to be some cues for your core stabilizers deep in your abdominal area to trigger and keep you upright. Try not to let your upper body move. Try to keep your arms still. Keep your stomach in tight for me. Try not to kick. You don't have to go quite as high either. Just shorten out about 75% of that. Okay, we're going to switch out to the side. Keep your toes pointed forward. Don't let them turn up. Again, keep your balance on the other side, the left leg. Try not to dip your hips. Keep your hips level. Keep your shoulders level. Everything level. You don't have to kick out as far. Once the hip is actually feeling a little bit better, we would not do this on a hip flexor that is really tender. So this is later in rehab type stuff, okay? This is kind of the return to sport section of this. So getting back on the field now that you're feeling better. Okay, I'm going to start the treadmill. You're going to stay on one leg when it gets up to speed. We're going to get up to 5-6 miles an hour. You're going to stay on one leg and just bound as high as you can out of the water, okay? Just get the timing down. It'll take a few seconds. Get up as high as you can. Get out of the water. There you go. Get up. This is good for hip flexor, hamstrings. Okay, stop that. Okay, next is power skips. I'm going to crank this up again. That's just a skip as high out of the water as you can, okay? So I'm going to get the treadmill back up to speed. Don't try to skip long, try to skip up high. There you go. That's it. Good. Get up. Good. Stop. Next one in the water is tuck jumps. So jump up, tuck, as high as you can. Just a couple more. Okay, good. Rest for a second. Come over here for the step-ups. We're going to do some... We'll just do regular step-ups first. And then we're going to do some power step-ups. So just stepping up and back down. Bring the right leg all the way back off. So both feet flat. Right leg up, left leg, there you go. Back down. Okay, now let's move into a power step-up move where I want you to bring the right leg up and then whip the left knee through the water. There you go. And back down. The left leg being the hip flexor that you're really working with on this side. Okay, good. Let's let the water calm down a little bit. You're coming up on the shallow end here. Lunges. Starting there, lunging this way. Hands on your hips. Step down, drop the back knee to your shoulders, and then up. I want you to come out of it. So lunge down and explode out of it. There you go. Good. Work on driving off the toe and pushing back harder. Now we're going to sprint against the jets. Okay, so you're going to start back at the step. No treadmill with this. So you're just running into the water as fast as you can. Normal running mechanics, use your arms. Come on, get there, get there, get there, get there. No treadmill or anything. I just want you to grab the bar. You're going to get a butterfly swimming position. So you're going to let the water take you back, and you're going to pull in and through. So we'll do it without jets for now. Just whip it a little harder when you come through. Whip the knee. That's it. There you go. That's it. Okay, keep going. Add the jets to it. There you go. Drive through it. Drive through it. Get the knee around. Whip it around. Good. Whip it. Good. Drive through the water. Let's get you to run in place. 1, 2, 3. Pull over. Right, left, right, and then the second time the left comes over. That's the typical hurdle run. Yeah, you're in the water though. It's going to slow everything down. I'm not going to turn the treadmill on, but I'll give you some jets, okay? So when he was able to do that, he was ready to go back to sport. First session, we went from doing a 10-minute light jog and just doing his basic strengthening exercises, no sport-specific stuff. We attempted that early, and it was pretty painful. So from the first session to the last session, he was able to decrease his pain quite a bit, able to get into the sport-specific stuff and do the resistance types of things against the jets that a lot of healthy kids have a hard time doing, that he would have had a very difficult time doing early in rehab. So he was able to get back to doing a lot of stuff against resistance, whereas before he couldn't even do it without resistance. He saw some significant results. He had initial pain levels of 7 to 8 out of 10 when he would run. We saw him for 10 visits, and after the first visit being the first day we actually got in the water, so he was in the water for 10 trips, and on the 10th visit he was actually running pain-free on land and was able to return to sport. He actually got back to his track team by state, where he finished, I think, 3rd in his event. The biggest thing to me is it puts you in a functional position, which in most cases upright, and allows you to strengthen muscles in various lower extremity and your core muscles in a functional position with decreased weight. Gravity does a number on our bodies, and of course obesity is a major epidemic in our society at this point in our country. And the more weight going through the joints, the more inhibitory it's going to be to the stabilizing muscles around those joints. The aquatic therapy will actually enable you to take some weight off of those joints and take some pain away from that, and actually enable you to strengthen these muscles around these joints to the point where you could not do it on land and you could not do it laying on your back. Again, the big thing is it puts you in a functional position and decreases the weight. I personally prefer the HydroWorx. I've used several other pools, other brand name pools. I won't get into those, but I've used other pools in the past. The HydroWorx to me is a phenomenal pool. Just the built-in integrated treadmill is unbelievable. The motorized treadmill that goes up to 7.5 miles an hour is the top-notch thing. It's just the right size pool for me. You could rehab 2 people at once in the size pool that we have, but we like to stick one-on-one with our rehab, so we don't do that. We use the bar on the right side. We use the treadmill quite a bit. We use the jets for several different things. We use the jets for running, doing sprint work against the jets. We use the jets for applying resistance to the leg on the whip kick like we were talking about. We also used the massage hose to help do some deep tissue work on the quad, especially early on, and then after each session we'd tend to give him a little bit of 5-minute massage time on that to calm that down, in addition to the manual therapy that we did. Towards the end of his rehab, the massage hose alone was enough to take care of the deep tissue stuff. We were not needing to actually apply hands on him at that point. He was doing it himself in the water. The underwater treadmill is huge, and a lot of the kids at this particular school will do some water workouts at their pool at school without a treadmill, and they just run in that water. But it's a huge difference with this kid in particular, because he was able to get up to pretty much a full sprint in the water, 7.5 miles an hour. Obviously he can run faster than that on land, but with the resistance of the water and the resistance of the jets, he was able to get into a full sprint in the water. In addition to that, the resistance of the water on the treadmill, when he was running on the treadmill of advancing the legs through the water, helped his condition with a hip flexor strain as well.